Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Mike's World. Today we're going to look at, unbox, and review the EMEET Streamcam 1. So this thing, I've actually got two of these. The company sent them to me to review. I'm not being paid for the review, but I do get to keep these. I got two of these. So what these are is a live streaming platform. You can add multiple cameras, as many as you want, switcher on your phone, and you can, it even comes with a wireless mic. We're going to get into all that, but it's got everything you need to live stream, or you can record to your phone, multiple cam shoot that comes straight from this. It can zoom, has artificial intelligence that can track you, has great audio options. So we're going to unbox this, we're going to take a look at this, and we're going to show you everything about this, including the app. Before we get started, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed, like the video, and leave a comment. So let's get started unboxing the EMEET Streamcam 1. So let's go ahead and unbox one of the Streamcam 1s and the tripod just to see what's in here. Covered with plastic, just a quick overview. Yes, I started to open it and realized my shot was off, so I had to restart. But anyway, it's covered. Box is covered in plastic. We're going to rip that off to start. Get this plastic off the box. And then that gets rid of our glare, which is really good. So there you go, the box right there. And then let's find out where this opens here on the side. Actually, nope, it opens right like that. So first thing you'll notice, nice carry case. And we've got the instruction manuals right here. And there's some stickers, so you can actually label your cameras. That's really cool that they included that. So some stickers, and shows you the back of the camera. You can label, so there's two sets, there's two numbers, so you can label to your microphone and your camera, then you don't get them all mixed up. So that's pretty cool. You get an owner's manual or user manual. So we'll have to flip through and read all that, get the app and everything set up. And then it looks like this is probably a warranty. It's usually what these are. 2-year limited warranty, so we don't need to go look through that. So let's get the box out of the way. We'll get the user manual out of the way. So there's a case for one of the cameras. We're going to open this up and see what's inside. And so there is the Streamcam magnet part. That's where the microphone's supposed to go. I do know that part. Nice rubber right here on the bottom where the tripod screw is. And on the back, we have a spot for a micro SD card. Looks like microphone. Looks like a microphone can plug in there. And then you have USB-C for charging. And I do know that this is, you can webcam out. So USB-C to a laptop. And this can work as a webcam if you want to directly wire instead of go wireless. And a rubber power button here. Looks really good. I'm not sure if this is waterproof or not. I'll have to look that up. That'll be further on in the review. But there's the camera. Very nice. And then strapped in here, this is the wireless. So it's a nice little clip here. 2 little dots here. I guess those are red indicators. We'll have to see what that does. Power switch. And that's about all. There's your microphone. I do know it comes with a windscreen, so we'll get that out in a second. But this, oh, there it is. So there's contacts, metal contacts. Right like that. Very cool. Okay, let's see what else. Got a little, that's a windscreen for the microphone. Oh, and see, and check that out. It just clips. So it actually clips on to the microphone. Oh, it's magnetic. That's very cool. So it's just magnetic. It just clips on there and stays on there. I'll tell you what, I'm impressed already just with the unboxing. Haven't used any of these yet. This is my first time seeing them with you. Very impressed. And this looks to be a USB-C cable. So this does have an internal battery. So you also charge but then this also could be used if you want to use as a webcam to stream. But plug this in, and they say, of course I'm going to test, but this camera is supposed to last up to 9 hours with the internal battery, which would be absolutely impressive. If it, you know what, if I get 6 hours, 5 or 6 hours, I would be extremely impressed. So, and then obviously with the micro SD card, I guess you can record this camera, and if you have multiple cameras, record each one, so you can go back and edit later if your live stream didn't turn out right. So, but that's it. That is everything that is in the case for the camera. So we will put it back in there, and I'm curious if this will go in there with the windscreen staying on. Looks like it does. Yeah, it fits in there with the windscreen. So protected, very, very nice that they give you this case. Okay, last thing, let's unbox the table tripod. Let's see what is in here. The company sent me 2 of each, 2 tripods, 2 cameras, because if I'm going to test it, I got to have 2 cameras. They have provided everything to me, and I get to keep it afterwards, but they are not paying for the review, so everything that I'm telling you is my opinion of it, and right now I'm seeing it all for the first time. So let's do that. And you have a nice table tripod. This is, we'll have to see how that works. That looks like a quick release, but I'm not sure. I don't know if that quick releases or not. Oh yeah, it clips down. Okay. I don't think that pops out of there. But there's a cold shoe there. What is this for? I'm gonna have to look at the directions on this. But there's your tripod. So nice. This is rubber. Nice rubber. This is pretty good. It looks like the locking head. It does rotate around. Can rotate to the side. And you have a little locking mechanism right here. I'm going to have to see what these fold down feet are for. I'm guessing this pops off and you can put it down on the thing, but I'm not 100% sure. And also screw here for an adapter for things. So overall, you know, I've got the Manfrotto tripods, table tripods, just as good in my opinion. So it looks really, really good. Not sure how much I'll use these, because depending on what you want to do, even if you sit on the table, I don't know if the camera's high enough. So I'll probably mount one to a monopod or a tripod, but I will test with these as well initially to see how it works. So let's get it set up and let's start streaming live with 2 cameras and see how it works. Okay, so what you're seeing right now is a recording from the Streamcam 1. We have 2 of them set up, and as you can see on the app, you can switch between the 2 cameras. So like that, and here I am on camera 1, and then I can switch over to look at camera 2, and all the switching is done right here in the app. You can see it right there. So I'm going to walk through the app here so you do see how these are like that. Now let me just show you real quick with this. 2 cameras set up, and I'll explain the indicators and everything. Wireless mic on this one. Wireless mic is off that one because I'm wearing it. We'll talk more about the cameras here in a minute, but let's go through the app and show you everything that's here. So first and foremost, I am recording, and so I'm recording directly to the phone instead of live streaming right now. If I hit this live button, I don't have it set up right now, but you can set up different platforms. You can stream your quality, set that. Now I am on a Samsung A54. Get it back here. Whoops. There we go. And so Samsung A54 phone, Android phone, and I'm going to walk you through some of this. So you have your 2 cameras once it's set up that you can switch through. We've already talked about that. Let's go down here to the bottom. You have your cameras. Then you have, ignore that, add materials. You can actually add a full screen. You can add text. You can add small image like a watermark, and you can even do picture in picture. So if I do a picture in picture, let's say that one, I can move this and click there, position. I can add that up here or down here or wherever I want it. I hit confirm. Well, Come on. There we go. Now you see the other shot, but if I touch that, now I've got a picture-in-picture above that. And you touch it again, you can turn it off. We can delete and get rid of that. So that is kind of your materials. You can add full screen images. So let's do, just real quick, I'm going to go to image. You can do white screen. I'm going to just select this and I'm going to hit confirm. This is one of my other YouTube channels. And while I'm up here recording, if I just touch that, I'm full screen. So if you want to load a full screen to start with a full screen before you start your stream, you can put that up. So we can get rid of that and then hit delete and we can delete it. I'm still recording, it shows. So that is your added materials and all that. You then have audio. So I am using the wireless. You can see I'm wearing it. The wireless for this camera. Now these are paired like Bluetooth. So each camera has its own wireless. So I am wearing the wireless for this camera right now. Now I can turn on one, both, however many microphones I want. If I have two cameras and I have two people I'm interviewing, or myself and another person, both on, there you go. If I just want to have one wireless on me and I just want to switch between shots, I just turn off one of the wirelesses. Pretty simple. Go to settings. Now I can't change these right now because I'm recording onto the phone, but you can do auto director. I'll show you another zoom. I'll show you that in a second. Input quality. I have it at 1080 at the moment. Video source battery tells you your battery. I might be able to hit that one. No, latency. I'm sorry. That's latency. So I have it on high latency right now just so it doesn't. And then also each card can take an SD card, which you can also format from there. If I go back here, it shows I'm still recording. Now, here's the thing. You can touch like this. And like I showed you, switch between cameras. You can also touch this button right here, that is auto direct. So what that is going to do is you can press that button and every 2 minutes or so, or minute, or whatever you set it at, it's going to automatically switch cameras. So if you have where you got 3 cameras set up and it's kind of doesn't matter which camera's on, but you want to have some movement so it's not just one shot the entire time, then go ahead and turn that on. And then eventually it's going to auto switch to the next shot. So there you go. It switched right there. So you can see the shots right there. I'm going to turn that off. And then you can have audio where you can hear it. Or you can turn that off. So that is those settings. Now let's go down here to the individual settings here in each camera. So if I'm on this camera, if I touch image, now my camera can be high dynamic range, or I can turn that off. And you can see the difference in the image. Anti-flicker, auto flip, you have metering. You can meter general or right in the center or spotlight. Mirroring, and then you have camera mode, auto, or pro mode. And then you have some different color variations down here. You can change this. It changes the image. So there's like vivid. We'll go back to original. So there's your image adjustments. Then you have this zoom mode right here. So zoom mode flips the camera. Now, a couple of things here. You can hit full zoom and can zoom, and you can adjust on the fly. And as it's moving, what's being recorded will move as well. And so you can do that, or you can go to AI tracking. And what AI tracking is going to do is when I'm looking at this camera, if I move, it's going to want to track with me. Well, it worked earlier. Yeah, there you go. See it zooming in, and it's automatically moving depending on where I'm at. So it's auto tracking. It's okay. It's not that bad. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not perfect either. So, and then you have down here your settings. So how long it takes to move, your default zoom, all that stuff is right there. Go back to this main screen, and then the 3 dots, you have your camera streaming, camera settings, remove camera. So we're not going to do that. So those are kind of the settings on the Android app. And as you can tell, it works pretty well. This is the initial use, and I'm pretty happy with it with the Android app. I will tell you that I initially set this up using my iPhone. I don't know why, but the recordings were choppy. The audio wasn't that great. And so I switched over and tried it on my Android. Works a heck of a lot better. The image actually looks better too on the Android compared to the iPhone. Not sure why that is. I will say that, again, I am not paid to do this. This is my full review. That's my opinion. And I will say that the app has a lot of negative reviews. It's a low rated app and it is kind of glitchy. So these cameras are not really useful if you don't have the app. So I'm really hoping now, like I said, with the Android, it's working fine. I have not had an issue with it on Android. It's just with iPhone. This is something I hope future firmware updates, they fix this. Because this setup with these cameras and being able to switch between cameras on your phone like that and having a multi-cam setup for live streaming along with these wireless mics is incredible. It is really incredible and it's great. It's a great concept and the cameras seem very well built. The microphones sound really good. Now, obviously, the one thing that I don't like about these cameras, and let me switch to this here and I'm looking up. Yep, there we go. Okay, I'm holding it right now. So this microphone has a windscreen that it's magnetic, which I showed you in the unboxing, and it clips. So it just clips. The only thing that I don't really like about the microphone is that this is pretty big and it doesn't look that great when it's clipped on me. And so most wirelesses these days that are small like this still have a small 3.5 millimeter microphone. And you can actually, let me show you an example. Let me put this down. So this is a Saramonic wireless that's for my iPhone. You can clip this on and there's a audio right there is where it captures audio, but it also has on the side the 3.5 millimeter input because you can actually connect a wired lav to this. So when I shoot with my iPhone, I use this because it looks more professional. Clipped on, it looks a lot better. The only thing I would like to see them do with this is add that ability to be able to do that. Okay guys, so this is a quick little test. I actually have the lav mic from the Saramonic. You can see it attached here. It is actually attached to the back of the camera to the 3.5 millimeter audio input, so you can hear what this lav mic sounds like plugged into the camera. Now this lav mic is pretty short, so you've got to sit kind of pretty well up close to the camera for this to work, but it does look a lot more professional than this big old thing right here clipped on in. So I could leave that on the camera and you could plug this in. I would probably want a lav that's longer, honestly. So, and you can see I've got a couple lights on, what I would normally use, but you can see what it looks like with lights on in here. So switching back and forth. So that is an audio test using the external input. So now I want to show you the indicators on the camera. This is the front of the camera, and you'll notice down here a red indicator light. What that means is this microphone currently is muted. So that's why you've got that on there, because in the app, I've muted that microphone. Now, if I unmute that microphone, you will see it turn blue. So blue indicator means that you are getting audio from that microphone. If I turn it off again, mute it, now you're getting it's muted. Green means you are connected with your camera and you're good to go. Some indicators on the microphone. First, there is this connector, which at the top of the camera, you can see that's how it connects and charges. And this is all magnetic mount. Let's put that back there. It does have this removable windscreen, which I showed you during the unboxing. There's where the microphone is, and it just clips on there. So red indicator light means it is on mute. If I unmute it, it goes to blue. Now it's active. Turn that there. There is a blue, this is off right now, but this is a blue indicator light. It will flash blue when it's in pairing mode, solid blue when it has been paired to the camera. So that is your microphone with the clip. Put it back to the top, and we swing around here, and you're going to see on the back of this camera, number one, has the blue indicator lights. That's your battery strength. So still very good. Gives you an idea. There's your power on and off button. Here's your USB-C for DC power, charging, or you can connect this directly to a laptop via USB, and it can work like a webcam, so you don't have to go wirelessly through the system. You also have your spot right here for a micro SD card, and this is a 3.5 millimeter where you can plug in an external microphone like a lav if you want to. So it has a 1/4-20 thread on the bottom for mounting right here. So very, very cool, very cool camera, cool setup. I think they're kind of built in a round housing, almost like a security camera, but that is your indicators for these cameras. All right, guys, so that's kind of my unboxing and review of the EMEET Streamcam 1. Overall, my final thoughts on this thing, it's a pretty good product. It's a great concept. I think they got the camera right. I think the wireless is right, minus the ability to plug in a lav into the wireless transmitting mic. That would be nice. Doesn't have that. Wish it had that. Tripod's okay. They sent me the 2 tripods. It's fine for a table setup. Probably would get a monopod setup or a tripod setup to get them a little higher, maybe light stands, because they have the 1/4-20 screw on the bottom. So I'd probably go that route as far as setting them up and not use the table tripods. The one thing about the table tripods that I will tell you is, hang on just a second because I just dropped one. Just a second. So the table tripods, and I'll take this camera off here and show you for a second. So the table tripods, they come with this little adapter and they flip on like that. Now this looks like you would screw the camera on here, but really the hole for the camera is recessed, so it doesn't really get on there very tight. It's almost like this isn't long enough. This here isn't long enough. So, but what I notice is this comes off of the tripod like that, and then you just put the camera directly on here. Now this, I wasn't sure when I unboxed this what this was, and then when you open this up and you take this off, what I realized was it's a spring-loaded clamp for your smartphone. So, and it has a mount on the back, but it also has a mount on the bottom with a cold shoe up here. So if you mount your phone in the spring-loaded and put a little top light. So that's kind of interesting. I guess if you bought the tripod by itself and was going to use your phone, perfect. But you do have to take this piece off to be able to use the camera on this little thing. And then, but it's pretty sturdy, and it's rubber. It's nice. It will work if you wanted a tabletop setup, or you wanted to use your phone. Try to get that back on there. But again, with this adapter, with this on here, the camera it's not deep enough for the camera to actually attach. It's not deep enough. So keep that in mind. Again, as I mentioned before, I just couldn't get it to work properly or well with the iPhone, with the app on the iPhone. It was just glitchy. The records, the audio was just choppy. Really couldn't get the stream to work. It's got a very low review rating in the App Store. On the flip side, with my Android phone, my Samsung A54, it worked great as it's supposed to. So I have no issues whatsoever using it on the Android. It's just the iPhone. Typically when I review things, if I have problems, I typically have problems with the Android because everything gets designed first for the iPhone. It's the opposite here. So just keep that in mind. I will say when it comes to media, shooting video, using video, uploading video, social media, things like that, Android is far better than iPhone. It's just a better platform. It's more open, takes more formats of video. You can shoot AVC HD in a camcorder, pull the card, flip it into USB port with an adapter on an Android. You can pull in M2T HDV video, AVC HD video, and actually use it to edit and post. You can convert. iPhone, got to be a strictly MP4 video, and the file structure of the camera you're shooting with matters. So a lot of limitations with iPhone. So anyway, overall, I would give this right now a letter grade of B. If they fix the Apple and the iPhone, I'd give it a higher letter grade. As is, it works great on Android. It's usable with the audio. My biggest concern when I first got this was with each mic connected to each camera, when you switch, does it switch to the different microphones, or could you have one microphone working with 3 or 4 different cameras? That question was answered. They did their homework when they set this up. Lots of features, the ability to put overlays, things like that, the ability to zoom. Yes, it's a digital zoom, it's not an optical, but it's really nice. The AI technology is not there yet, which overall, countrywide, right now in 2024, AI just doesn't work that well. It just doesn't. From GPT to everything else, lots of problems with AI. So keep that in mind. Hey guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. Like the video, leave a comment, tell me what you think. And I have some other setups I'm going to use this camera for, or this setup, and I'll do future videos to show you what that looks like, including samples of streams in the future. I hope this video has helped you out. Have a great day.